Could you repeat the second part of your question, please?
I or other people might have the impression that you are personally a supporter of certain political figures in this country. Please clarify also that point. Thank you.
The second question first. I have no affiliation with any political parties or any religious groups. I'm a Muslim, and I stand here as a Muslim, and I speak as a Muslim. With regards to the first question, you see, when I said how he took the West, more specifically tonight, the British, for a ride. Now the British, you can't say the British are only Christians. My Muslim brothers say they are British. The Jews in this country say they are British. The atheists say they are British. So I said, look, everybody is involved. You don't have to carry any religious label, affiliation, to specifically address you. He says, now look, you as a Jew, you know, you are being attacked. You as a Christian are being attacked. I said the whole of humanity, or the whites in general, and we Muslims in particular, everybody is attacked. So we don't have to start separating. I said, now where is your stand? You as a Britisher, whether you are an atheist or a Muslim or whatever you are. If you are a Britisher, you live in this country, you have been enjoying the benefits of this land, I want to know what is your stand, what must you do? And I told you, I spelled it out for you. The thing we have to do is to educate the people about the book. When he opens his mouth, Rushdie, so come, let us talk. This is what I'm suggesting, that you call the people for a dialogue. Sit down, man, give him a cup of tea, give him your bhajjas and samosas. I don't know whether you understand that. You see, you ask the Pakistani what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know whether you are from Iran or from where, what the bhajjas and samosas, whether you understand. But our bhajjas and samosas will do the trick. Give it to the guy, and talk to him. Inshallah, the job will be done. Sure.
I 100% agree with what you say, and I think it's a very good idea that in rational debate it's pointed out that this book is insult against all religion, not only Islam.
The whole of humanity, the whole of humanity.
Could we have the next questioner, please? Would you identify yourself, please?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khalil. I am British. We say Rushdie how he fooled the West. But so far, Mr. Deedat mentioned he's a genius. To me, my judgment after what I've heard from you, he's an idiot. But country that back him, he has been insulting to so many religions, Hindu, Christian, white, and so on. Now, for them to back the book, what would you call those people who support him to let the books go on? Me, as a Muslim, I say he should be banned from writing. Because
no.
he has caused...
The thing is now, you educate the people in power. I said they will do the rest. If you had shown to Maggie what he says about Maggie, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't tell the people, he said, look how he's abusing our queen. Did you? Anybody did it? Did anybody go and tell the people, he said, look what he's doing to our queen?
They are tolerant in this country. This is the problem.
What?
They are tolerant. They can accept, like we say, the Iron Lady.
There isn't a Britisher you can go and tell him that he's the son of a bitch. You go and tell him and see how tolerant he is to you.
Would you identify yourself, please, and ask your question?
Assalamu alaikum. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Sheikh Deedat. Like all Muslims, I'm incensed by what Rushdie has written, and I feel I must protest. According to what you said during your marvelous lecture to the Quran, we cannot nickname people or mimic, is that right? Then how would I feel when I read your book on the first line refer to Satanic Salman and the picture with the horns and the hat? Is that against Quran or not? Could you please clarify that point with me? Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let me say, look what he did to me. See, if I swore you, anybody will justify you swearing back. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
If I swore you, you swear me. You swear me, I swear you. And people will say, well, you just can't help. That guy did it to me. What he did to me, my natural reaction, I'm not perfect, by God, by far from perfect. I'm.
Could we have quiet, please? Excuse me, you had your chance. If you would like to ask a question, please go to the back of the queue. Would you please be quiet? You had your chance to ask 3 questions.
Now, why don't you line up? Why are you sitting there like a dead duck, Why don't you line up there? You get your turn. You. Line up. Take your turn. Then we know who you are, what you're talking about. See, shouting from there. Now he's discussing strategy. How? Look, my son, I am like anybody else, like you, like anybody else. I am no saint. And I'm not perfect. I'm telling you, this is what Islam teaches. I, you, everybody, you must try to the best of your ability to live by it. Let's say to a degree, I have fallen short of that requirement. I have done it. I have done it.
Good man. Thank you. The next questioner, please. If you would identify yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Omar. I'm a Muslim. I need no other identification except the title that Allah in His infinite wisdom, power, and grace has given to me, and that is that I'm a Muslim. I heard much of what you said and I agreed, and I heard much of what you said and I was hurt and disagreed. I was pained for the children that were here and the language. Of course, we live in a world where language such as that is often used. But what pained me the most was when I heard, if I can quote you, and please allow for my inaccuracies. Sometimes I am often mistaken. If you live in a country, you should be willing to die for it. Well, there are many countries in which I'm willing to live, but there's certainly only one cause for which I'm willing to die. Please clarify yourself if you could.
Yes. Thank you. You see, I made a statement that if a country is worth living in, it is worth dying for. I did say that. Islam teaches us that if you can't live, you can't practice your religion, you can't do things right, then you make hijrah. Allah tells in the Quran that His earth is vast. For provision, He will provide for you. Make hijrah and go. Go somewhere else. You have no right to remain in a place now. If you are not allowed to practice your faith, your iman, our thing is now, if you are not in a position to practice your deen, you must get out. That is all. So, but if it's worth living in, your country is at war and you sit at home and say, let the people die for you, for your children. I says, no, you must be prepared to defend the country against any outside attack. Right is right, wrong is wrong. But you owe certain loyalties to your country. If you're in Pakistan, you have to defend Pakistan. If you're in Saudi Arabia and there's conscription, in my country, there's no conscription for the black man. But if there is, I can't help it. He said, look, if you live in this country, you have to fight for this country. Otherwise, get out. So this is the answer I can give you, my brother. That I said, if you think it's worth living in, then it's worth dying for. If it's not worth living in, then you are free.
Assalamu alaikum. Brother Sheikh, in bracket Professor Deedat, in your opening speech earlier, you mentioned the course you took in South Africa relating to this